Maybe you used an AI to help polish your client onboarding emails, right? The ones with your unique workflow. Now the AI knows your secret sauce for client management.
In today's episode of the Interior DesignHer podcast, we're discussing how interior designers are unknowingly training AI to replace them in the coming years. And no one is talking about it. Well, almost no one. In a brand new white paper, we outline the threat AI poses to the intellectual property of each and every interior designer who uses public AI tools in their businesses. That means image generators, chatbots, and any business platform or communication with AI baked in. This may sound like a crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy, but Anthropic just settled a massive lawsuit with a group of authors for scraping their IP without permission, accreditation, or compensation. And don't get me wrong, I am a huge fan of AI and am knee-deep into the construction of a series of AI business tools exclusive to interior designers. But this threat is real, and interior designers need to take it seriously. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Imagine this. You're a residential interior designer, and you've just poured, everything into crafting this absolutely unique space for a client. Every choice, the fabrics, the fixtures, the flow, it all reflects your vision, your expertise. You're creating beauty, yes, but you're also building valuable intellectual property. Now, what if I told you that blend of creativity and business know-how is being silently exchanged, absorbed every single day, often without you even realizing it? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the unseen exchange, how your business is training AI, and the essential steps to protect your intellectual property. We're going to unpack how artificial intelligence is, learning from your designs, your work processes, even your business operations, and what that really means for your profession. Our mission, to give you the critical knowledge and, importantly, actionable strategies to safeguard your creative vision and your business itself. And to do this, we've dug into a pretty comprehensive white paper aimed right at residential designers, plus articles from places like The Guardian, Forbes, the New York Times, and some really interesting research from the University of Chicago's Nightshade Project. So yeah, consider this your shortcut to getting up to speed. Okay, so let's get into it. This unseen exchange. Many of us use AI tools, right? Maybe daily, but what's actually happening, like under the hood when we interact with them or just post our work online?
It's a great question. And what's really fascinating, or maybe a bit concerning, is that these public AI tools, they aren't just spitting out images or text from nowhere. They're actively learning. They learn from these huge amounts of data they're fed, mostly through a process called web scraping.
Web scraping.
Yeah, think of it like a giant digital vacuum cleaner just sucking up information from all over the internet, automatically. Constantly. And that definitely includes your professional content, your portfolio pictures, blog posts, you name it.
Wow. So this isn't hypothetical, like down the road stuff. It's happening now. And the sources we looked at, they identify a really serious kind of two-pronged threat for designers, specifically residential interior designers.
Exactly. Two main things to really wrap your head around. The first is what the white paper calls the commoditization of your aesthetic IP, your look, your style. So every beautiful high-res photo you post of a finished project, maybe on Instagram, your website, Hose, wherever, it's not just potential clients looking. AI models are analyzing it deeply.
Analyzing how?
Well, the AI isn't seeing it like we do. It's breaking it down. It's learning the underlying patterns, your go-to color palettes, how you arrange furniture in a tricky space, the specific details that signal professional design. And the more design data it eats from you and everyone else, the better it gets at generating really similar designs, maybe even stuff that's hard to tell apart from human work.
And cheaper, presumably.
Much cheaper, which, directly undermines the value of your unique skills and creative vision. Your signature style could just become another preset.
Okay, that's sobering. And you said two prongs. What's the second threat? Sounds like it might be even sneakier.
Yeah, I think insidious is a good word for it, actually. It goes beyond just the pretty pictures. The second threat is the mapping of your business IP, your operational know-how.
How does that happen?
So think about when you might use a public AI tool for, say, business tasks. Maybe asking it for help drafting part of a client contract, or analyzing a budget spreadsheet you upload, or maybe even refining your step-by-step process manual for projects. That information, your proprietary methods, it can be ingested by the model. It gets absorbed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The AI isn't just learning about sofas and paint colors anymore. It's learning how a successful interior design business actually runs from the inside out. Maybe you used an AI to help polish your client onboarding emails, right? The ones with your unique workflow. Now the AI knows your secret sauce for client management. This could realistically lead to a future where AI assistants handle a lot of the non-creative stuff, the admin, the logistics.
Leaving you competing purely on what? Just the
Yeah.
initial creative spark.
Exactly. Competing on a much narrower playing field, it changes the whole value proposition. And if we zoom out a bit, the biggest hurdle here isn't really the tech itself. I mean, AI is not going away. It's the lack of transparency around it all, how it works, what it does with your data. As a designer, you're focused on design, not tech infrastructure, right? But the way things are set up now, the burden of protecting your IP falls completely on you, often without clear signposts or warnings.
And it's not like you're consciously ticking a box saying, yes, please train your AI on my business secrets, is it?
Not at all. That's the key. Most public AI tools, even social media platforms to some extent, operate on a default opt-in basis. The moment you sign up, the moment you upload, your data is fair game for training their models, unless you actively dig for a way out.
And finding that way out,
Yeah.
it's probably not easy.
Usually not. You have to hunt down privacy policies, wade through legal jargon, find the opt-out clause if one even exists, and figure out how to activate it. It's often designed to be confusing, frankly.
Right. Now, we hear a lot about fair use. AI companies often say they're covered by fair use when they scrape data like images or text. How solid is that argument?
The fair use fallacy. That's a really hot topic right now, and legally it's very much in flux. It's a contested area. The core debate is training a commercial AI model, one designed to make money on your original work, truly transformative? Does it create something genuinely new, or is it just, a fancy way of copying and profiting off your work without permission?
And creators are pushing back.
Definitely. There are major lawsuits happening. Think the New York Times suing OpenAI and Microsoft. Artists, authors, they feel their work is being stolen, essentially. And what's emerging from this legal battle, according to some analysis, is this idea of a new right to control your data for AI training. It's not just copyright. It's about having a say in how your style, your data, contributes to these commercial AIs.
That's a really interesting distinction, the right to control. So back to the designer posting their portfolio online.
Yeah.
That common idea that if it's public, it's fair game, that's just wrong.
It's a dangerous assumption. Really dangerous. Yes, your work is public for marketing, for visibility, but that does not automatically grant an AI company a license to scrape it, analyze it, and use it to build their commercial product without your consent or compensation. Public visibility is not the same as giving up your rights for commercial exploitation. That's a critical point designers need to grasp.
Okay, this is a lot to take in. So realistically, what can designers do? How do you protect yourself in this landscape? The white paper says it's challenging, but not impossible, right? It just needs strategy.
Exactly. Strategic is the key word. And you have to accept upfront, there's no single magic button, no silver bullet solution here. It's going to be layered. For instance, some platforms or AI companies do offer opt-outs. You mentioned robots.txt files earlier. That's a technical way to tell web crawlers, don't scrape here.
But does that actually work?
It's hit or miss, let's be honest. These are often just requests, not impenetrable barriers. Malicious scrapers, or ones that just don't care about compliance, will ignore them. Plus, implementing things like robots.txt correctly often requires technical skills that, most designers understandably don't have time for, so the effectiveness is limited.
And what about all the work that's already out there, years of projects posted online? Can you, claw that back from the AI's memory?
That leads us to what the paper calls the unsolvable problem of past data, and unfortunately, the answer is mostly no. The internet's been scraped heavily for years now. It's almost certain that your portfolio images, your blog posts, anything public has already been ingested into multiple AI training data sets.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And right now, there's just no practical way to retroactively untrain an AI. You can't make it forget data it's already learned from. Once it's in the system, it's in. That's the hard reality.
Okay, that sounds pretty grim. Are there any hopeful developments? Anything emerging, even if it's not perfect?
Yes, definitely. There are emerging imperfect solutions, and they show just how urgently people are trying to tackle this. Tools like Nightshade and Glaze coming out of the University of Chicago are really interesting examples.
How do they work?
They essentially poison the image data. They add tiny digital watermarks invisible to us, but they disrupt the patterns that AI models look for. So if an AI tries to scrape an image treated with Nightshade, the data it gets is corrupted or misleading. It messes up the training.
That sounds clever. A way to fight back digitally.
It is. It's a promising direction, but, and there's always a but, It's an ongoing arms race. AI developers are already trying to build defenses against these tools, so using something like Nightshade means you'd have to be constantly vigilant, constantly updating, applying it to all your new work as the tech evolves. It's a proactive defense, not a one-time fix. Look, ultimately, the biggest threat here isn't really AI itself. It's the industry's, perhaps unknowing, collective participation in training it against its own interests. Every time you use a public AI tool for a core business function without thinking about the data implications, you're essentially giving away free lessons on how to run an interior design business, how to do your job. Surviving and thriving here really means shifting your whole approach to using these technologies.
Okay, let's make this concrete. For the designer listening right now, what are the immediate practical steps they can take, starting today?
Number one, absolutely critical. Read and understand privacy policies. Seriously. Before you use any AI tool, a chatbot, a project tool, anything, dig into that policy. Look for specific words like train, improve, develop in relation to their AI models and your data.
And if it says they use your data for that?
If it's unclear, or if it explicitly says yes, your data will be used for training, then you absolutely should not use that tool for any sensitive, proprietary, or confidential business information, period. It's a non-starter. It sounds tedious, but it's crucial diligence.
Okay, diligence on the policies. What about the really sensitive stuff? Client budgets, contracts, your unique process docs?
For that, you have to use private solutions for sensitive data. Never, ever feed client budgets, draft contracts, or refine your operations manual using a public-facing AI. That's like, as the paper suggests, leaving your financial ledger on a park bench.
Right.
Instead, you need to look into private AI options, or what are sometimes called on-premise solutions. These guarantee your data stays yours. It isn't fed back into some giant public model. They exist, though they might involve different costs or setups.
Makes sense. And this also seems to imply being more careful about what you share publicly, even for marketing. That feels like a tricky balance.
It is a balance, absolutely. You need to be strategic about your public IP. Marketing is vital, obviously, but take a fresh look at how much of your actual business process you reveal online. Ask yourself, could that blog post detailing your step-by-step project management, or that Instagram photo of your super organized sample library system, could that be used to train an AI to automate that specific task?
Good point.
It's about showcasing results and talent, yes, but maybe being a bit more guarded about the specific operational how-to that makes your business efficient and unique.
And you mentioned earlier, this isn't just something one designer can solve alone. It needs a collective effort.
100%. This is a systemic issue. It needs a systemic response. You need to advocate for your industry. Talk to your professional organizations, ACID, IADEA, others relevant to you. Urge them to take a stand, to demand more transparency from AI companies about data usage.
Push for standards.
Exactly. Push for industry-wide standards that protect designers' IP. And importantly, explore ways designers can be compensated if their work contributes value to AI models. And finally, tied to that, educate your peers. Talk about this with other designers. Share articles. Share insights from this deep dive. The more awareness there is across the entire industry, the more collective pressure can be applied to ensure AI development respects the creative and business contributions of designers.
This has been incredibly illuminating. It really underscores that your creativity, your business acumen, it's all incredibly valuable. And protecting it in this age of AI requires, well, being awake. It requires vigilance and real strategic action, from reading the fine print and privacy policies to consciously choosing private tools for sensitive work, and yes, banding together to advocate for the industry. These seem like essential steps forward.
Absolutely. And remember, the aim here isn't to fear technology or reject it wholesale. That's not realistic or productive. It's about engaging with it consciously, mindfully, making informed choices about where your intellectual property goes and how it's used, taking back some control.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to mull over. As AI gets better and better at replicate tasks, even creative ones, what is the true, enduring definition of value in a field like interior design? Where does that irreplaceable human element really lie? The empathy, the bespoke tailoring to a client's soul, the intuition. And how can you lean harder into that unique human quality to ensure your business doesn't just survive, but actually thrives in this evolving landscape?
That wraps up this episode of the Interior DesignHer podcast. I'm truly sorry if this episode freaked you out. To be honest, putting together this white paper freaked me out a little bit too. As I mentioned in my intro, I am a massive fan of AI, and I am currently building a set of AI business tools exclusively for interior designers. The truth is, AI isn't going away. Right now, we're in the early Wild West days of AI, and there are a lot of things that need to be worked out. What I want is for interior designers to be aware of what they're sharing with AI. Don't give away your special sauce. You wouldn't train a local competitor to replace you. So, why should you train AI just to get free access to some cool tools? If you want to learn more about AI and interior design, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, rate, and review the Interior DesignHer podcast. It really helps us get discovered by new listeners. Next week, we'll be back with another great podcast. See you then.